Rey Vargas loses to OSHAQ Foster. This is the full fight recap by Boxingego. What up, fight world? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Now, I just watched a solid fight on Showtime. The card, it looked like somebody had a broken rib. I was really happy to see Mario Barrios. He scored a knockout victory against Santiago, who also fought Gary Antoine Russell and Adrian Broner. Ah, man, you know, AB, Archbishop. But I want to talk about the main event. Congratulations to OSHAQ Foster of Texas. He defeats Rey Vargas. Now, I'm going to give you guys some of my thoughts. If you guys follow me at Boxingego on Twitter, you would have been able to see my tweets round by round. And I was giving some commentary in between the rounds. I thought OSHAQ Foster looked very sharp. Let's talk about the beginning. When he first walked out, there was this air of confidence and just calmness overall as he did his ring walk when he was in the ring. This was a big moment for him and a big opportunity, first time at a title, and it could be a raucous crowd. He was in San Antonio, even though he's from Texas. You know, you don't know what the crowd is like. Rey Vargas was the reigning champion, and, you know, Texas has a big Mexican population. So all in all, that's the first thing I noticed. OSHAQ looked like he was ready for the moment. And then as the bell rang, he showed he was ready for the moment. Very poised, very calculated. What I really liked, the good from OSHAQ, was his jab. So the composure, the poise, and the jab. His defense was also tight and on point. And overall, it was a very professional and workmanlike performance. Better counter shots, much better overall skills, better defense. The other thing I like is, and you know it's a problem, when I've seen Rey Vargas, he's like 5'10", and OSHAQ Foster looked much shorter than him. So you know it's a problem when you're being out-jabbed by the shorter person. So I seen a bunch of red flags that let me know, even though I was picking OSHAQ to beat him going into the fight, there were a lot of red flags at a very early stage of this fight that let you know, if you know what you're looking at, such as myself, because I'm the best in the business when it comes to boxing and these breakdowns. There were a lot of red flags that Rey Vargas was showing that it was going to be a long night. He was clinching a lot early, clinching and holding. That's not really his bag. The other thing is, like I was saying, he's 5'10". OSHAQ Foster is a lot shorter than him. So you had the shorter man who was out jabbing the taller man. And OSHAQ Foster was consistent with it. Very good countering. Left hook was money from OSHAQ Foster. And Rey Vargas, he looked sloppy. He was reaching and he was throwing this, like he was trying to gun in the right hand. It was almost like he was trying to fight against someone who's never fought before. And you were clearly in there with the skilled guy and a guy with some rhythm. It was just a weird game plan. I thought Rey Vargas overall looked very sloppy, and he was trying to gun down these big right hands, and he was missing wildly. So some of that is a testament to OSHAQ's defense, Foster's defense, but some of it was just bad timing from the champion, Rey Vargas. He just didn't look good. And you can also say styles make fights. When he's in there with Mark Magsayo is not a defensive guy, and he fights how he fights. So that could have been some of it. OSHAQ just looked like he wanted it more throughout the fight. I will give Rey Vargas credit because I want to say around 7, 8, 9, right around there, he did start showing more signs of life, and some of those rounds became a little bit more competitive, right? And he might have even lost some of those rounds, but Foster was pitching a one-way, shutout, and some of those rounds became a little bit closer. Now, I give you guys the good, the bad, the ugly. So I told you the good with OSHAQ. It was really his performance, his composure, and his readiness for the moment. He just looked like a man on fire, like he wasn't going to be deterred. The bad was Rey Vargas. He just looked sloppy. He definitely didn't look like the champ. He didn't use his attributes, being much taller, having the same reach, these types of things. He didn't look like the more experienced person. Now I want to talk about the ugly. The ugly was, for me, Showtime Boxing's commentary. And I've told you in some of my other past post-fight breakdowns, I feel like Showtime Boxing, they need a refresh with their commentary, because a lot of it's been losing me on some of these main events, particularly, where the commentary sounds absolutely insane. Like if you're watching a fight and you're listening to what they're saying and you're like, it becomes frustrating. Al Bernstein kept saying throughout this fight, oh, this is going to be a tough night in the office for the judges, and this is an extremely close fight, and this is a close fight, and how are they going to judge this one, and this is a close fight with close rounds. And he's saying this at points where, to me, I thought Foster was dominating and racking up many rounds. There were no knockdowns, there were no knockouts, but Foster clearly hurt Rey Vargas multiple times, and it was apparent. Like his body language was showing that. There were really no moments where Foster was hurt in this fight. Again, having the better defense, the better skills, and the better work rate and stuff like that. And it wasn't even comparable. Like they were saying, like the CompuBox stats were pretty close, but the work wasn't. Part of scoring boxing is effective aggression, not missing your punches wildly or grazing shots or partially blocked shot. You're not going to credit that. You're not going to say, if two guys throw a punch and one person lands clean and then one person has a partially blocked punch on the shoulder, it's pretty easy to say the guy with the cleaner, effective shots, the better ring generalship, the better defense, he's clearly winning. But for whatever reason, Showtime Boxing was pitching really this narrative that the fight was close and it was going to be a chore for the judges. And it was like almost like they were trying to set up a robbery and prepare people for it. And the problem I have is I know what I'm watching, so I don't really have an issue with me. I can just tune it out. But for new impressionable fans, you're the voice of the telecast. And it wasn't just him. Steve Farhood, there was a point where Steve Farhood had the close scorecards. And I'm like, what fight are they watching? And it's just a bad look altogether. So that was the least enjoyable part. Abner Modest, he also said a couple things that were kind of weird to me. He said Rey Vargas is throwing punches at Foster and they're not landing, so why should he keep doing it? And I'm like, what? That is, to me, you know, my boxing analysis brain is completely opposite. If you're throwing punches and it's not working, that doesn't mean you just up and give up. You got to throw even more punches, you know? You got to throw more jabs, more combinations, you know, combinations behind the jab. 1, 2, like you don't just, you're losing, you're a champion, you know, fight your way out of it. So I didn't even agree with certain things like that were being said on the telecast. It was extremely weird. I also put out a tweet that this type of performance, it really reminds me of why Canelo steers clear of Jermall Charlo, guys like Demetrius Boo Boo Andrade, and even David Morrell. You have a guy who hails from Mexico in Rey Vargas, and then you have this slick American style. Like, I know David Morrell's Cuban, but he has like a slick Cuban style similar to an American style. And same thing with Charlo, and you have Demetrius Andrade. So this, to me, really reminds me of why Canelo is not, he'd rather fight John Ryder, because we fight John Ryder is straight up and down. You have a straight up and down guy, pretty tough, you know, that kind of thing. Versus like you look at guys like a lot of these American styles or Cuban styles, it's just multiple wrinkles, multiple shades, level changes, great jab, footwork on point, brain, and, you know, the ability to make adjustments on the fly, on point, fast. That's another thing that'll give Canelo a ton of problems. Somebody like an OSHAQ Foster type of person, which would be a Demetrius Andrade-ish or Jermall Charlo. I'm not saying they fight exactly the same, but they both have that crisp American style with a great jab and also athleticism and natural speed. They have that dog in them mindset and the ability to position themselves in footwork. And I've seen Jermall Charlo fight off the ropes, and Jermall Charlo has a great jab, and Andrade, he has great awkward footwork and he's a southpaw. And then same thing with David Morrell. He's awkward, he's tricky, he's dynamic. And Rey Vargas, he looked like he didn't know what to do. And see, part of it could be like from this is just my perspective, I don't know. But Rey Vargas looked like he wasn't training with no brothers, no American fighters. So I don't know if he does his training in America. I don't know if he, trained in Mexico. I don't know where he was training, but he should have probably stuck with Nacho Beristain instead of his dad. And he should have brought in some similar work in sparring, because I seen the absence of a game plan. It didn't look like he really had a game plan for OSHAQ Foster, who was a challenger, and schooled him up. The fight wasn't close. It was it was like a student, diligent performance by Foster. I was impressed. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. I'm the best in the business. Let me know what you guys thought of the fight. Hopefully he gets another better, big fights and big opportunities, because we should reward good behavior. Rey Vargas definitely wasn't his night. Wild punches, no semblance of a game plan, and he clearly lost the fight. I don't know what Showtime Boxing was talking about. That's my thoughts. Best in the business, and I'm out. Introducing Super Thanks, right here on the official Boxingego YouTube. Super Thanks allows you, the viewers, to show a little bit of extra gratitude, which enables me as a full-time content creator to push out the content you need in the world of boxing. Underneath all the videos, you will see a heart with the $sign in it. You can enter any amount that you find suitable as a super thanks. A brand new, interactive, and colorful way to get your comments highlighted and noticed by not only myself, but other people on the YouTube platform. Super thanks, a unique and cool way to show and applaud us full-time content creators. Hopefully you guys enjoy the content. Super thanks. The future is now. The Hibernation 5s by Kenichi Bear. Hybrid gaming and lifestyle headphones. Out of the box, you can connect to any console or PC. Bluetooth ready with a low latency USB adapter, color RGB, and extreme bass mode. The Hibernation 5s adjust to you. Whether you need a gaming, travel, gym, or lifestyle headphones, the Hibernations got you covered. The new Hibernation 5s, link in the description. Customize the way you hear the world. Welcome to the nation. Are you tired of your YouTube videos not getting any views? Well, consider TubeBuddy. I've used TubeBuddy for years to scale up my YouTube channel. Now we're sitting over 200,000 subscribers. TubeBuddy is a browser extension that offers a ton of built-in productivity and time-saving services to take your channel to the next level. Use my link in the description to get started with TubeBuddy and level up your channel faster. We working.